Welcome to Pull a Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions, but we promise we're going to give them to you anyway. I'm Jim, and yes, it's just Jim today. Wow, what happened there? Well, I guess that throws off our whole intro because we are not average veterans. I am a average veteran. So, needless to say, Johnny, Christine, big shout out. You have more commitment to this show than some others, I could say. But I'm not throwing anybody under the bus because this is for them. If they choose to show up, they can. They don't have to. It's not about them. It's about whoever wants to show up. But I also have promised to deliver these shows, so I'm going to put something out. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to hear from me or not, it probably will not be as exciting. I will probably keep it a lot shorter because not many people will really want to hear from me, even though I do most of the talking anyway. Everybody looks, to see Nate's feedback and pretty face and some of my other guests. But I am going to do some headlines. I'm going to talk about some stuff. First, I'm going to give some shout outs. Again, I did Johnny and Christine. And Johnny and Christine, I want you to know we do read your comments, or I read your comments. I don't know if everybody reads your comments, but I appreciate it. There's just not enough time and not enough people to get through and make replies or anything like that. And there was even a comment by what's this guy, Omeza? I don't know, isn't it Omezuh? Pretty lengthy one. Yeah, hey, if you're a veteran, dude, you sound like you got a lot to share, man. Get on the show. Reach out, go to the website, which is obviously not at the bottom. Now is on the bottom. Yeah, just reach out and get on the show. If you're a veteran, man, we'll talk about it. You don't have to spend all that time typing and texting. Get on the show. You can talk about it because this show is here for you. That's the whole purpose of this is, to get a connection and to get out of the basement and, get away from the nasty thoughts that keep you tied up in the bad places. So this is a chance for me, obviously now because no one else is here. But I am going to, maybe I need to bring in another window and pretend to talk to Nate. Yeah, maybe that'll be easier because bear with me, guys, because this is not my normal flow. I'd rather have someone to bounce off with. So it's probably not going to be as exciting, which I've already said. But let me get into some headlines because that's what we're here for, right? You want to hear some headlines. So let's talk about some stuff here. Top Biden aide knows who tanked Joe's 2024 re-election effort, and it's not Obama. I'm going to start out right off the bat saying I was wrong. I would have instantly guessed it was Obama. But apparently, I didn't really read the article because, we don't do that anyway here. But I did kind of glance, and it apparently was Pelosi. I guess Nancy Pelosi with her infinite wisdom and her, Skeletor 30,000 years in office, which is a red flag for most of you guys. I guess, at the end of the day, I guess society, we used to look at longevity as sort of a commitment. If somebody joins a company and they're with it for 30 years, they're with it, 40 years, you're like, wow, that's commitment. That's dedication. These guys know the company in and out. But you also have to think, that doesn't always work out the way you think it does because you got to think 30 years, this person should have known everything to move up to the highest rank possible. And if they didn't, where's their aspiration? Where's their, what were they looking for? But now when we're talking to politics, because you probably won't agree with that one anyway, but when you're talking about politics, 30 years, whatever Pelosi, I don't know, she probably been 40 years. I don't know. Christine, Johnny, one of you guys are going to fact check that anyway. But she knows the game so well. She's the one behind the scenes. She's one of the few politicians behind the scenes that actually pulls the strings. Like I want to believe it's Obama because Obama's got a lot of influence and things like that. We all know that. But it's the old Nancy Pelosi's and the Mitch McConnells. And it's those people that, who's the other silly looking penguin dude from New York? Gosh, I can't think of his name. This is another reason why I like having other people here. Those people are running it. But it's not even really them that's the danger. But Nancy Pelosi, I think, did threaten that was it 21st Amendment, which is weird because if he's not fit to run as a candidate, why is he still in charge? I don't understand that. Why has he not been impeached? Why has he not stepped down? Why has he not just handed the reins over to Kamala Harris? Why has that not happened? Why are we still having this conversation? And that's kind of the deeper root of all this stuff. And I'm a deep onion kind of philosophical guy. I like that better. I do like to laugh a lot too, but that's hard to do by myself because I'll probably tell jokes because I think they're funny. Um, but laughing to myself is a little weird. But the deeper philosophical angle to all this stuff is I agree. I think Omeza. I read over his comments the other day, and I reread them just to make sure I knew what I was reading. But I mean, he's right. He talks about a lot of stuff that we've been lied about. I mean, you don't have to be intelligent. I want to put this in the right frame of mind. You can probably be dumb and figure out when the sun comes up, right? I mean, you don't have to be smart to realize, hey, it's daytime, the sun's out. You don't have to be smart. Maybe to find an intellectual game or angle or some clever cover up. Yeah, you do. Or maybe to find the psyop behind everything's a conspiracy. Maybe you do. But I think everybody can see there was something wrong with Joe Biden. Something wrong, period. And even if you didn't see there was something wrong with him, you can't possibly tell me that that was the standard of what you have for president, especially those over there hating Trump. Oh, he said grab him by the cooch, which every celebrity gets anyway, so stop. But, everybody's criticizing Trump's character, but yet you're willing to tell me that Joe Biden was the representation of a United States of America, the world's most powerful, leader. Joe Biden was it, and you're okay with that? Like, to me, that's a little crazy. I don't even know how. Yeah, I don't even know how you can convince yourself of that. But we are pretty good at lying to ourselves. Actually, we're best at lying to ourselves than other people. But I just don't understand. So help me out if you're one of those people. If you're watching this stuff, help me out. Help me understand. Like, I know we've been lied to a lot, but some of the lies I accept. Some of the lies I can believe, some of the lies I hold on to for different reasons. So that's why I can relate to certain things. And I think these lies about Biden are really more about people tying their identity to these beliefs. I just don't understand why that started, when that happened. You mean when somebody said, hey, I'm a Democrat, I'm voting Democrat for the rest of my life, no matter what clown is in there, no matter what, or I'm a Republican, same thing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you poll at the end of the day. Yes, the theme of this is at the end of the day. Looking at you, Joe. At the end of the day, when all's said and done, let me find a new phrase. Yeah, at the end of the day is good. Okay, at the end of the day, we all know we can't trust politicians. So why do we argue with each other on whose lying politician is better? Now, I've made the argument and I've tried to make the argument so many times to so many people that I understand Trump is not of the utmost outstanding character. I understand that. I understand that he may not even be a self-made billionaire, but he's played the system, knows the system. He's gamed the system just like everybody else, just like your Nancy Pelosi and all those, which I think even he called out Hillary Clinton on in the debate. The reason he gets away with the tax stuff is because they let him, and it's for their friends too. So stop with this, my politician's better than your politician. Look at the policies. Just tell me right now, answer one question. I'm going to move on from this. Were you better off in 2016 than you are today? And stop blaming the coronavirus nonsense. Stop blaming all that crap. Stop blaming other stuff. All the policies that were enacted, everything Biden initiated is the cause of this. You can get away with blaming the prior president a year into your candidacy because obviously his policies are still in place and you're just getting yours in place. 3 years later, no, it's you. It's all you. And I don't care who you are, what you think. It's all you. So I'm going to move on because I thought these were going to be shorter, but it's obviously much longer. So let's move on to the next topic. Secret Service apologizes after breaking into Massachusetts salon to use bathroom before Harris fundraiser. Now, most of you may know or may not know, I'm a former MP, short time policeman. Short time, wasn't really civilian cop for long, and I don't regret that. But I'm kind of pro cop. I do, I'm pro law enforcement, and I understand the job is hard. I understand it comes with certain perks because the risks are very high. And my cat, I don't know, my cat's going crazy up there. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, this This bothers me because when I took the oath in the military as policeman, whatever, you know, I took it with the intention of helping the public, the people. Now, whether I had selfish motives of feeling like the hero complex or whatever it's called, that's kind of irrelevant. But I took it with the intent of helping the people, not myself. The sad part is, man, this cat, I don't know what he's doing, but he's going to town up there. So the sad part is when I see this stuff, like this is where you get to the point where, the argument about defunding the police, all this stuff, it's a crazy argument. And I have to say everything's becoming so convoluted these days because yes, I know there's good cops out there. No, we don't need to defund the police. But yes, we need more accountability. And it's become more and more obvious because there's an argument on the left that, oh, we're going to defund the police. The argument on the right, oh, let's just disband the FBI. Now, both of them sort of have some truth to them. But what scares me is I think if you let the left do it, it'll just be like the summer of love and everything will just be in chaos. If you let the right do it, it might drag on so long it never gets done. So I understand the distinction between the two, which is why I really don't like to claim either one because I'm somewhere in the middle. There needs to be accountability. I think every Secret Service agent who did this knew they were doing something wrong. I don't care if you had to go to the bathroom or not. You could have had the access to look up the customer. You could have called the customer, said, hey, can you come down? Can we use your store? You could have gotten permission just that easy because you have resources. You have power and resources, but you didn't. So you're a dirtbag. I mean, you basically broke the rules. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and act like I don't break some rules here and there. I do. And sometimes I have to weigh the consequences and say, hey, is it okay to break this rule for the better good? Is it, am I going to be able to pay the consequence? Whatever, so I'm not a perfect, altruistic, Christian, godlike creature. I'm not perfect. But at the end of the day, this is a simple, stupid no-brainer. You know what I mean? It's not like jaywalking. It's not like you're breaking into somebody's store, their property. I mean, what do you think you're doing? So, and obviously I don't like the headline because they threw in before Harris. This has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. It's got nothing to do with the Democrats. This is just a bunch of entitled dirtbag Secret Service law enforcement officers that think they have the privilege of doing whatever the hell they want. Or it's a complete lie and I'm throwing them all under the bus for no apparent reason, which could be possible too. But I'm going under the basis that this actually happened because it says Secret Service apologized. So at the end of the day, dang it, I'm sorry, I can't stop it. So in conclusion, no, I just think this is the wrong moral and ethical thing to do. I don't know why it's so complicated. I just don't understand it. I just think that if you're taking on a position like that, you need to be high moral valued. I mean, it's just that simple. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to have high morals and values. And if you are one person who thinks Trump's a bad person and you don't think these people are doing bad, you have no standard. I mean, you have no standard. I don't care who lies or who, breaks. It doesn't mean the consequences have to be severe. It doesn't mean, because everything's nuanced, I guess. Everything has, equal justice, whatever. But at the end, gosh, I hate you, Joe. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. At the end of the day, um, I don't know, man. I just think these guys need to have some, I don't know if they need to be fired, but there definitely needs to be some consequences for this. They need to be reprimanded or something in their file, anything. And that cat really needs to slow down some. But anyways, I'm going to move on. Harris' new campaign promise is stolen straight from Trump. Like, when did you not think this was going to happen? Okay. I know you've all seen by now her two identical speeches, one like in Michigan and one in Wisconsin or something, identical speeches. I know you all sat and watched 3 years worth of Bidenomics is great. I'm the border czar. I'm this, I'm that. We're doing this. Everything's great. The economy's booming. Uh, we don't have a border problem. You know what I mean? Everybody deserves to be a citizen. I know you watched all this and now you're sitting here watching a complete flop which is the exact opposite of what she was saying, which happens to be more in line with Trump. And for those of you who are smarter than a doorknob, um, you have to realize by now this is a game. You have to realize this is a game. What they did is totally unforgivable. I'm not even forget about the attempted assassination on former President Trump, not even for President Trump. Forget that the assassination attempt that they're trying to wash away like it was just some freak accident that never happened. Forget that. You know, Joe Biden part pisses me off because you, for years, spend all this time. Trump is a threat to democracy. Trump is a threat to democracy. And then what do? You go and literally move, I'm looking at you, Nancy Pelosi, remove the elected president who was also the nominee for the people. You remove him without the people's consent and then just put in Kamala Harris without the people's consent. That is actually the definition of threat to democracy. You literally just did that. And then you go on this spending campaign because you know that if Biden didn't run, Harris had to run because all that billions of dollars they stored up from campaign donations, you know that Harris was the only one that can spend it. So that's what you did. You went and put this huge campaign out trying to buy off TikTokers and all the I'll call it the dumber, younger generation who just wants pop stars and fame. They don't know anything about anything. Well, that's not true. That's a little hyperbolic, but you know what I mean. These people who don't even know how their own household runs, let alone a country. So it's sad. I mean, everywhere you go, these videos are popping up, popping up, pop. They spend a lot of money on advertising. Not to mention probably the free ones they got from all these left wing places that even we put on the internet. Looking at YouTube and ScrewTube, whatever. I just don't understand why people can't see this game. And you don't have to hear it from Trump. You don't have to hear it from. Just go listen to the people you're supporting 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago. Just go listen to what they're saying compared to today. Now, you're entitled to change your mind. You're entitled to new information, and you get to see all this, wow, I had a revelation. You're entitled to that. But explain it. How you came to that revelation, how you switched your position, and why. It's not hard. I mean, I think every president that's been in office in history of mankind has made promises they didn't keep. I think Trump was the first one to keep as many as he could, but even Trump, with the what Mexico is going to pay for it. Yeah, he's twisting the truth there. Well, they gave us all these soldiers. That's not what you people thought when you said they were paying for it. So yes, he's embellishing, he's stretching the truth, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The point is, though, he promised the wall, he did it, and even if we have to pay for it, I would have did it. So he should have never promised Mexico to pay for it. So he overpromised. But at the end of the day, God, I do it again. I think if you just pay attention to what these people are saying and then what they're saying again, consistency is I mean, nobody changes their mind overnight. So does it surprise me Harris is stealing from Trump? No, because now she thinks she's popular. She thinks she's got all this momentum. Now she's going to start throwing fight, fight, fight. And, oh, we're going to close the border because Trump wouldn't do anything about it. And Trump did. It makes it hard because, yes, I want to get on that policy. And if she is taking Trump's policy, yeah, I'll support that. But the fact I know she's lying, I can't. I just can't. And you people have to know this too. So wake up, please. Just wake up. All right, let me move on to the last one because it's getting longer than I thought it would be. Walz, former superior, he quit rather than deploy and went over my head to get out. Now, I would have loved to talk about this topic. Even Johnny was asking about this one a couple times. I would have loved to have some other veterans on here because I know we probably, let me be real. We probably share basically the same opinion most of us do on here anyway. I could just tell from most of the guys I know in here. But I definitely would have liked their perspectives and just hear a little bounce more than I got to say. But I saw this, you know what I mean? I witnessed this stuff, and I'm not surprised. I mean, as the details come out, the guy was in a school when he retired. So he didn't just you don't just go to a school and then retire in the middle of school. You don't do that. You do that when you know that when you graduate you're going to deploy. That's when you do that. So he's a coward. I'm not going to call him anything less. You can jump on my ass all you want and say he joined the military, the National Guard. First of all, the National Guard is for the nation. Now, it doesn't mean I don't recognize the work they do and the value they have. Yes, I do. But I've also been around National Guard and they party on their drill weekends. They bring beer and go fishing most of their weekends because most of their mission is in their state. It's only the last war where they actually had to deploy overseas because we didn't have enough soldiers. We were overusing all of our other units. So stop clowning and pretending people joining the National Guard are out to serve their country. They're really serving their state with the threat of serving your country. Now, I'm not saying that to demean you. If you guys are National Guard, love you too. You get on the show, you can still talk about the service you provided because your service is very important. But what I'm trying to illustrate here is Walz did not want to go deploy to a war. That's why he joined the National Guard, so he can do a half-ass attempt and do what he wanted to do. And you can clearly see he makes rank. National Guard makes rank. They move through schools. They do all this stuff that benefits them in their career. It looks great. And if you're really into saving the country or helping the country, you wouldn't be sitting in the National Guard your whole career. You wouldn't do it. Let's be real, guys. Even you National Guard guys out there, let's be real. Own up and say that's not why you joined the National Guard, to go overseas and deploy. Okay? I still honor and respect your service, but let's be real here. Don't try to pull some wool over people's face. So all you morons that are trying to stand up for this dude, he did exactly that. His commander, his superior, I guess, I don't think it was a commander, I think it was a sergeant major or something. He knows what happened, told what happened, and that's just exactly what this coward did. And then to go to portray to the public like he did some wartime service, that's a resume builder. I'm not totally mad at him because everybody does that. Everyone embellishes on their resume. Everyone tries to make themselves sound better. But no, it's not a good look. Okay, and then when someone calls you out on it, own it. And I think they do own it at some point. They will. But either way, stop, dude. Just stop. Stop pretending. I deployed several times. I don't have any confirmed kills, nor would I pretend to. But everything else is classified, and if I told you, I'd have to kill you. Not like you haven't heard that one before. Right, so at the end of the day, which I'm going to say again, this is a coward move. This is a clown. Forget about his other policies. I don't care. This alone right here is a no-go for me. Sorry, Waltz, you don't get to just join, and then when things go bad, because I had it. I was in a reserve unit in a different state, left the state, was told over the phone that our unit is deploying to Kuwait and possibly Iraq, and I can either find another unit or come back and serve. And guess what I did? I went back and served. And what I found, my commander, who I really looked up to, but I think it was no fault of his, he didn't deploy. My detachment sergeant bailed out. My best friend in all my time in that reserve unit bailed out. You know who I'm talking about. I still love you, brother, but you did the same damn thing. I don't care if you got a new baby, a new family. I had some of my own stuff going on. You bailed out. And that's exactly what Waltz did. And there's no faking it, no way around it. That's what you did. You didn't stand up when the call came. You bailed out. And it's obvious to everybody. So stop trying to pretend. I wouldn't go as far as saying stolen valor, because the man did serve. He did something. He just embellished for his resume to make himself more important. But I do think you're a coward and you did it on purpose. And I've got no respect for you. And that there is your proof that every service member is not the same. And you may think the same of me, and that's quite all right. And that's why I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And I thank you for listening to me rant, because really that's what I guess this is today, is a rant. It's Jim's rant. But I hope you enjoyed it, and at least I got some content out. And if you don't like it, you don't like me, that's fine. Still get on the show. Still give me your opinion. Still like, share, subscribe. And you can find the website at the bottom. Get involved. And until then, Godspeed. Pull the pin. Boom. Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.